Hello. The deadline for the craft fair fastly approaches. November 23rd. It is October. My calendar's covered up by my fan. 25th. October 25th. That's insane. Halloween is right around the corner. I'm so excited. I want to make a video. Okay, I guess I could talk about it here, but I want to touch more on it in my get ready with me video I'm going to try to make. If I don't make that video, I want to say this here. I was talking with one of my followers on Instagram who is allegedly a Christian, and she messaged me and asked how I feel about Halloween as a Christian, because she knows that I'm also a Christian. And I told her, you know, I really think it's a stretch to say that little girls and little boys dressing up as princesses and superheroes is the equivalency of inviting demons into your life. Even myself as a 24-year-old, I do not dress up on Halloween and go collect candy to summon demons into my house. I go collect candy because I like candy. That's the only reason. So, also, then I brought up the point, this may be the way to reach them, to dress up, go out in the streets, and instead of handing out candy, to preach the gospel. Right? Stand in the corners and talk to the kids about, like, oh, do you know Jesus? Like, what's his name? Brett? No. Brett Crawford? Crossan? Crayfish? No, that's not his name. I'll put a picture right here. He goes around and he simply asks people, what do you think happens when you die? And then he listens, to what they say. And then he tells them, well, can I tell you what I believe? I believe in Jesus. And then he died on the cross to save us from our sins so that we could not spend eternity separated from God. And I think that's such an easy way to kind of crack that shell. Not to walk up to them and just be like, here, Jesus. But to be like, what do you think happens when you die? Because I watch his videos sometimes. And a lot of people say, oh, nothing, or reincarnation, or, those kinds of weird pseudo-spiritual answers. I think that is the perfect medium to reach the masses. Paul talks about in the Bible being in the world. Well, God said this himself. In the world, but not of it. You can dress up for Halloween and still be on a mission for God. Just because I dress up as a pirate, which is what I'm going to be this year, which is what I was last year, does not mean that I suddenly love demons. I hate demons. I hate Satan. I hate that he meddles in my life and makes my walk with God harder. I wish he would just shut his mouth and leave me alone, but unfortunately, that's not how it works. So, I think it's a stretch to say because you dress up for Halloween means you're also going to go to an abandoned house and do a seance with a Ouija board and summon demons. No, I'm dressing up because I want candy. Anyways, I want to talk about craft fair stuff. I have a lot of things going on right now. So these are going to be my two cheapest items. I only made two just because I didn't want to make any more. 2 candy corns. I'm going to be selling these for $3. These are going to be my cheapest items on the table. And I like how they have I accidentally somehow made this one incorrectly. Don't tell anybody. So it's a little different, but they still look the same. I mean, obviously that's the back side. This is the front side. And they're just little desk toppers, and they sit up flat. They can actually sit on their own. This one's obviously wobbly because my hands are shaking. You do it this way. My arm doesn't really bend that way, so let's try this way. No, my hands are still shaking. Never mind. And then my most expensive item, I think, is going to be my Mario Brothers plushie set that I made from the Greta Wings pattern. She makes the most beautiful patterns, and I can't believe they're free. I think I'm going to price my Mario Brothers set, I'm not selling them individually, at $300. And that'll be my most expensive item. So I'm going to have ranging. I haven't priced all my other stuff yet, because there's still some more stuff I want to make. If I can stay off my phone long enough to do it. I want to make another Alice in Wonderland doll. I finished the Joy. She's in my craft fair box, which is right there. I just can't reach it. But I've also made these pumpkins. You know what? I'm just going to show you because I don't want to have to go to Instagram and take a bunch of screenshots. I will show you. Okay, hold on. What I also want to do when I go through and tag my stuff is write on the tag who the pattern is by, because none of these patterns are my own. None, not one of them. Not one. And I well, some, like, the small stuff, these, you know, who doesn't know how to make a circle and wrap some yarn around it? Right? This, I freehanded, but this is so simple. So I made, on my Centro knitting loom, I made some pumpkins. I made 4 of these. Most of them have 4 segments, but one of them has 8. I have to sneeze. Oh my gosh. Please do not. Please do not. Okay, thank you. So 4 of these. I don't know why I went with 8 segments for this one. I guess because I cut the yarn long enough is the reason. So 2 of this color, 1 light orange and 1 dark orange. Hold on. Okay, then I made 2 of, excuse me, come here. 2 of these. Little pigeons. Well, the other one's not little. I don't think this pattern has, like, the bird has a name in the pattern. I call him Charlie. I made one for myself and I have it over on my, over there. That probably just looked like I was tweaking out, didn't it? And then I made a bigger one. And I'm gonna, it's got a gap right there. You see that? What the heck? Don't have gap, please. I'm gonna sell this one. I'm trying to do even numbers because I don't want to make change. 15. How much bigger? 10. 10 for the little one. 20. Look how much bigger he is than him. These are like Russian nesting dolls. 10, 20. That's gonna work. But what I was saying is that when I tag my stuff, I want to write who the pattern is by on the tag, because I want to be explicitly clear that these are not my patterns. Even the pumpkins, I made these from a video that my mom sent me on Instagram of someone showing how to make these pumpkins from a knitting loom. So I need to write them on this one too. This was not my pattern either. So thank you. Oh, did I show you guys? Hold on, the tulips. My dad works at the local hospital, and he brought me home a filing cabinet for more yarn, and in there was these tea light candle holders, and so I made 6 tulips. I made 2 orange, 2 yellow, and 2 pink, and I'm gonna sell these for 10. Feels like a lot, maybe 5. I want to make a lot of my small items kind of cheap because I want them to sell quickly, because I don't think my big items are going to sell because they're going to be more expensive. So that's what I'm trying to do. I've already showed you guys the happy face keychains and the pick your own pickle. Oh, speaking of pick your pickle, hold on. Okay, speaking of pick your pickle, actually I should leave these out because I need to write who wrote this pattern on them. Right here. In the stuff that was in that filing cabinet, which I kid you not, I hit a gold mine because the hospital just throws out stuff they don't want anymore, even if it still works. I'm sorry, I can't speak. Hello? Brain, are you in there? It's not in there. Instead I have a DVD logo that bounces around and it never quite hits the corner. When it hits the corner is when I have a good idea. So never. Anyways, in the stuff that was in the filing cabinet, I kid you not, a laminating machine, like a small one, like this big maybe, that we're gonna keep. You can just buy the plastic sheets for it at the teacher store, the teacher supply store. 2 different types of hole punchers and a paper cutter. I've been wanting a paper cutter for so long. I didn't brush my hair when I put it up, I just threw it up and it looks kind of funky in the back. That's besides the point. A paper cutter, I've been wanting one for so long because I work with paper sometimes, even if I'm just like gluing like cutouts or inserts into my Bible. Sometimes I write stuff on them and glue them in. I can show you, my Bible's right here. See? I'm thinking of taking it out of the only reason I keep it in the case is because I don't want it to get dusty. This I just wrote on a piece of paper. I think I might put it on an insert and put it in, but these are the attributes of God. Eternality, I'm not going to read them all to you, but goodness, grace, holiness, eminence, And then it goes on the other ones: omnipotence, omnipresence, righteousness, self-existence. So, okay, what I was talking about by inserts is, you see this piece of red paper right here? It's got words on it. This is reasons to praise the Lord. And then I just glued it in with Elmer's glue, a glue stick, and just stick it in and let it dry overnight. And then I have some other ones. Where the pages are sticking up is where the inserts are, because it's on cardstock. This one says, when we align ourselves with where God stands, we stay in the right, even if those around us constantly disagree with us. And that's based on Psalm 17, verses 1 and 2. This one is from Psalm 11, reasons to trust in God. Oh my goodness, reasons to trust in God. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons. In that psalm, there's more than 4 reasons in general. And then towards the back of the Bible, or the front, but it's the back because you're reading it in the opposite direction. This one is about the book of Joshua, and it says that in the book of Joshua the word land is mentioned 87 times. The Jews are in a physical covenant with God. A physical covenant equals physical blessings. Their main promise was rich, bountiful land where by obedience they may prosper for generations to come. Likewise, if that obedience is broken, they would be removed from the land. That does not mean that the land no longer belongs to them. It still does, because God does not break his promises, which is what covenant means. This one is about the biggest evil the Jews ever committed was turning away to other gods, to false gods. And because God knew that they were going to do that, is why he created the sacrificial system, which ultimately leads to Jesus. So, I think I might put this on an insert and put it in, because I don't like loose paper like this in my Bible. Which it was currently being held down by a, I almost called this a safety pin, but this is the paper clip. So, why did I even start talking? Oh, paper cutter. Okay, a paper cutter. Because I want one for this reason, to cut the papers down smaller. That's why I brought that up. Okay. Anyways, besides the paper cutter, I love these things. A Garvey gun. These are so expensive. They sell them at Smart & Final. My dad bought me some tags for it off of Amazon. If you don't know what this is a pricing gun. I have been wanting one of these. They sell them at Smart & Final, like I just said, for $82 with the gun, and it comes with tape. Free. Hey. And, I'm not going to explain how it works. You can Google it if you're interested. But basically, you push this back and forth, spin it, and it turns your numbers. Right now it's set at $45. I'm probably not going to price anything that expensive. And then you click the handle. It's loud, so I'm not going to click it. And a little tag comes out right here with the number printed on it. And then this rolls. So when you price things quickly, you can just go like one after the other. Just okay. That is it. This is my baby. I'm so happy to have this, because I've been wanting one, and I did not want to pay the price for it, because I mean, 82 is not bad if you're going to use it in a store. It'll pay itself off within probably the first use, but I just didn't want to pay for it because I don't have any money, so I couldn't if I wanted to. Okay, then for pick your own pickle, my mom bought me the little salad tongs that I was wanting for $1.99. My nose itches so badly. And then I also typed up these little papers and asked her to make me copies on cardstock at work, because she works at a school. And it says, in case you forget, I will always be here to remind you that you're a big deal. And so when the people pick their pickles, are going to get the pickle. I got the corn dog bags. My nose, oh my gosh, hold on. Alright, I went and just blew my nose, and then I washed my hands, so we're good. Okay, anyways, when the people do the pick your pickle, I guess I put them all in the jar. I had 2 made that I hadn't put in there, that I had showed in some deleted content that I did not include in this video, but I can get some out. Alright, what I was saying for the pickles is they're not all exactly, in the footage that I deleted, they're not all exactly the same size. Some of them are And they're not all the same color either. Okay, some of them are this big and some of them are this big, but they all do range between this size and this size. So there's none bigger than this and there's none smaller than this one, because I would feel bad charging $5 either way, bigger or smaller. And so my mom bought me, and I am going to give her some of the money I make because they bought me a lot of stuff to help make this craft fair possible. Part of me feels like I'm not going to sell anything. Part of me also knows that that's ridiculous, because yeah, I probably will. So these are sandwich. What kind of sandwich would you fit in this bag? A rip-off sandwich? Okay, anyways. The people... My question to myself is, do I want to put the paper in the bag, or do I want to sit here and spend time gluing them to the bags? Okay, so still, thank you to the girl who gave me this idea. I cannot remember her. You know, I probably could find her Instagram if I tried, if I looked it up. I will have to do that and see if I can find it. Anyways, pickle. Oh my gosh, please tell me these are going to fit in here. Pickle and bag. Oh my gosh, are you for real? Because I put pickle. Because I put the knobs on the pickles, which I think these are just popcorn stitches, which is why it's bigger at the bottom, because each one of these adds one stitch to the round you're in. Okay. The narrower ones do fit a little better. They're gonna get this. I'm gonna stamp my Instagram thing on it before I put the pickle in. And then they're gonna get the, in case you forget, plaque. $5. I think that's reasonably priced. So, maybe this one I will not put back in there because I kind of crinkled it up a little bit. Whoops. I guess I will take my stamp with me if I don't forget it. I'll have to, I still have basically a whole month to get everything together. But I want to make sure it's not going to smear on here. I don't know. Okay, it soaked it up. Snips dot stitches, and then that's my Instagram handle. That's the only social media that I have for my crochet stuff, so I don't have like a TikTok or anything. I hate TikTok. There was a lady that I met in Hobby Lobby. We started talking over God knows what, and she told me that she does TikTok live, and I told her, oh, well, I'm going to this craft fair soon, you know, so I am making all the stuff, and I showed her some of the stuff that I made. She's like, wow, you're like really good. And she called me her friend. We had just met, but that's still sweet. And she's like, well, I do, you know, TikTok live. If you have TikTok, we could do a stream together, and I'll put your name out there. And I was like, that is so sweet of you, and I really appreciate that, but I hate TikTok. And I told her, you know, no offense to you or the platform, I just don't like it. I don't with TikTok, okay? I think it's ruined an entire generation, and I don't with TikTok. Yes, I am one of those people, okay? Now, aside from all of that, I'm working on this dreaded fish that I have restarted so many times. I think I'm at 7 times now. This is my friend, German brown trout. He's obviously not finished. I'm going to try to finish him up, at least the body in this video, because this guy my dad works with wants him to be 2 feet long. Why? I don't know. But we're going to make it happen, okay? I'm writing my own pattern, which is one of the reasons why I've struggled so much, is because writing my own pattern for something so big, I don't even think I'm at a foot. I was at a foot the first time when I stopped and took it apart because it just was not looking right, and I could put that screenshot here. This looks better according to the picture, which I will also put right here. I'm not at a foot yet. I'm at 10.5 inches. I'm almost to where I was when I stopped the first time, which is crazy. Obviously, this being so much more, what I was struggling with was the fact that the fish in the pictures I've seen does not look round, it looks oval. And so I was struggling with trying to get that shape at the beginning because that shape carries through, you know, the rest, right? But I was like, when I put the stuffing in, I could just compact it down and make it more oval than round. Because the fish is long. It's going to be like this much longer, including the tail probably. I'm thinking $100 for this fish because it's probably going to use up all of my brown yarn, which means I'll have to buy more to do my nativity scene, which is the next thing I'm working on, from also Greta Wings. She just released this pattern set I've already made. Did a baby Jesus? Oh, I still have pins in his head. I should remove those. I'm not selling pins. I'm not selling pins. Hello? Remove, please. Instead of using craft bond, I can't get this one out. Instead of using craft bond this time, I tried just Elmer's glue wall. We're gonna find out right now. It worked well, except for it's a little more watery than, yeah, it's this one, Elmer's glue wall. Holds really well, but it's watery compared to Elmer's craft bond. But it's holding just as well. So I made little Jesus, and so I have to start on, you know, obviously, I don't know, well, the angel is part of the character set, but I don't have money to buy. I was going to get like one of those picture frame holders, because there's also a pattern for a star that I could put on, the star on there, and then put, like, hang or suspend the angel from it above the scene. Except for I don't have any money, so either I'm going to become a criminal and steal it, which I would never do that, or ask my parents to buy me a small one. I don't like asking them to spend money on me, though. Get a job. Obviously, we all know how that struggle is not going in my favor right now, but I'm going to try to work the most on this fish. What's taking me the longest is that the body is just one continuous, over and over, half and half. This is 50 stitches, so 25 of each color, and I'm having to count every single stitch to make sure that my color change here is staying in the same spot each time. And so far for the body, I've done 20 rounds. From here to here is 10, from here to here is 10. I think this is 5. I don't know how to count. That is not 5. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I've done almost 30 rounds for the body, and I probably have to do another 30 more. Oh joy. But at least once I have, I'm not so much in the pattern. This is my pattern right here. This is not so much focused on exactly where the colors are. I'm focused more on the shape. And then I have to make a rainbow trout. That one I just think I will freehand the color work and focus more on the shape. That's the biggest issue for me, was getting the body shape right. I wanted to make it with the mouth open, but I did not think that it would look right. I probably still could make two, like, the beak shape and put them on here, but no. So, I'm going to try to finish the body. Okay? Okay. Can we start in focus, please, and not so bright? I'm already white enough as it is. Okay. I just threw my hair up, so it probably does not look the best. Anyways, I just let the birds out, so if they start screaming, I'm sorry. Instead of doing what I said I was going to do, which is finish this fish, I did not. Spoiler alert, I did not. You can't even tell that I've made progress because the body has literally just been the same thing over and over. But I'm getting there. This was about 60 rows of the same thing on both sides, and so I'm gonna try to finish out the body. Not today. I might work on it a little bit, but I'm not finishing it today. And then, the nativity scene is coming along very well. Out of all the ones I've done, Joseph is so far the most complete. He doesn't have his face yet. Also, I'm not sure if I want to attach the veil to his head. Right now it's just sitting on there. I might, because it kind of looks like it's going to fall off. So, Joseph. And then, of course, we got the baby Jesus. He's been done. He's the first one I did, so he's been finished. And then we have Mary. I'm not giving her her halo because I'm not a Catholic and I don't subscribe to that. But Mary, obviously she... You didn't see that. Obviously she needs her face. They all need their faces. They don't have them yet. So Mary. And then I have this... Did you know that the 3 wise men allegedly have names even though they're not in the Bible? They come from Catholic tradition, also known as hearsay. Not heresy. Hearsay. They've just been passed down through the generations. This one, the one with black hair, according to the pattern, his name is Balthazar. And then... Oh, he fell over. Stop. Stand up. What are you doing? Stop it. Stop. And then these two have names. I guess they could be interchangeable. One would be Melchar, and Casper. I guess I could interchange them. But they all need their faces, like I said, and they're coming out very cutely. Stand up. So, then, aside from that, I started the Alice in Wonderland I said I wanted to. This is how far I've gotten. Technically, according to the pattern, you're supposed to work the head and the face before you do the dress, but it's so much easier to work the skirts without the head because it just gets in the way. So I have paused. I have a stitch marker here so I don't lose my stitch there. And I am working the skirts. I did little scallops on the bottom here according to the pattern. And then after this I'm going to work her head. And I still have to make her arms and the toadstool mushroom that she holds and her apron. And then she should be done. One of the things I'm looking forward to after this craft fair is putting all of this yarn away. It's going to be amazing. I have not all complete skeins, but also cakes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 cakes and or skeins of yarn out right now. Anyways, I just wanted to update you. That's not what we're doing right now. Right now I'm going to try to fix Sanji. I don't know if I even put this into a YouTube video. I don't think I did, but I made a Sanji doll, obviously, because I'm holding him. And I might have covered it on Instagram, but I had to sew in this piece of hair here over his eye because I did not like how his hair looked out of his face, considering that's not what he looks like in the anime. And his eyebrow, I did not know they both faced the same direction, so I accidentally swirled this one in the wrong direction. So if I'm going to sell him in good faith, I'm going to have to rip off his eyebrow, which is glued to his face, and it needs to be swirled this way. And I really don't want to, just because I don't want there to be glue residue on the face, but I think if I keep the new eyebrow in the same kind of glue path. Okay. Sir? And ma'am. Okay. So I had to attempt to rip this off, and I've kind of already started. I don't want to. Okay, let's go to a top down. Alright, I'm not a fan of, tearing up stuff I've already completed. Whoa, that's a little too close. Screw it, back up. And what's gonna make this more difficult is that his hair is glued down over his eyebrow. So if I could just get off this part, not so much, because then I could just add the swirl over it. But I do have to get off this. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I do have to get off this part. I might employ a variety of tools. We're gonna start with a U-pick. Now, nobody freak out. I do not use this on my teeth, okay? This is solely for the purpose of crafting. Okay? Nobody panic, okay? There's no germs. There's no cooties going on here, okay? Watch me ruin this and then not be able to sell it at all. That makes me sad. That thought made me sad just now. Why would I think such a thought? I'm not going to be able to get it completely off, I think. I would actually have to be able to remove the glue to do that. And that's not... I was wondering if I could, like, dissolve it with water. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I might have just did exactly what I said I would do and ruin this. And let me Google if I can dissolve it with water. I might just put some water on a Q-tip and rub it on here. We'll see. Let's see. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, Google said it could be cleaned up with water. This has been dry for a long time. I don't even want to risk putting water on this. Now it just feels gross because all it is what was stuck to the... I think I'm not going to be able to salvage this, and I don't have time to make another one of these before the craft. I mean, I probably do, honestly, if I hustled. I still have... Today's election day, the 5th. I have until the 23rd, but I spend quite a bit of time on my phone and taking care of my pets. And so what I might have to do is undo everything I just did and glue the eyebrow back on here the way it was and just call it good. Even though I don't want to. I don't think anybody who wants Sanji is going to be too upset that his eyebrow is in the wrong direction. Especially considering that there's only one of him. If I had made another one, I would have kept this one and put the eyebrow in the right spot on the other one. I'm gonna try something else now. Now cross your fingers, because one of the last times I tried to use a craft knife, I accidentally stabbed it into my hand. You can't see it. Can you? Let's see. I have a scar right here, somewhere. Right there. Do you see it? From where I just went in my hand, and it, yeah. I was like, oh, wow, there's a hole in my hand. Mary, you're gonna have to move, please. Let's see. Now, this is dangerous, because if I end up cutting the yarn, he's basically just going to have a hole in his face, and then he'll just be trash. Okay, I'm not going to want to... I'm just trying carefully. We're experimenting right now. Because if I could even just, like, shave the brown part off and leave the glue, that would technically even be better than... than having to just put it back on in the wrong direction. Okay, I'm starting to cut my yarn. This is not going to work either. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to have to resort to gluing it back on in the way that it was. Which is going to be interesting considering that his hair is glued down over it as well. I'll make it work. I made it work the first time, we'll make it work again. At least, I guess the bright side is that I know, you know, now that it faces the other way. So if I do ever make another Sanji, I can make it correctly. And I was gonna break off this eye and glue the hair down to the face, but I now looking at him, I actually don't think that's necessary. So this is my main concern, fixing the eyebrow. So what I'm gonna do, the trouble that I would have to go through to fully remove this is just not worth it. And if this was made out of fabric and not yarn, like cotton or whatever, I could just scrap the head and make another one. But the head is attached to the body, so I would have to make a whole new doll, a whole new body, just put the clothes on it. And I don't have time for that. So I'm gonna use, oh, craft bond. I did not think it was gonna come out already. And at least I have this guideline now to follow. The first time I was freehanding the shape of the eyebrow. If this, oh, I had an idea. What if I make another piece of hair and just glue it over the curve of the eyebrow and leave this and leave this part out and just curve it around like that? Oh, that might work actually. That might work, actually. Hold on. Let me see if I have the same yellow color yarn. Because if that's gonna work, that's what I'm gonna do. I found it. I do. I'm gonna be able to salvage this after all. Yay. I'm still gonna need, you know, this yarn. So this will just wait over here. Scoot. I'm just gonna make literally one piece of hair. And I'll just glue it on. So for that, I don't remember what size hook I used for him though. Probably a 3. Even though my preferred hook size is 5, I've been using this one. So much that the color is fading off of it. This is yarn. I think Hobby Lobby brand hooks are Yarnology. But this is that brand. Okay. Start with a slip knot. That's a chain of 6. And I think I'm going to do half double crochet just to make it wide enough to cover the area. Because I was really disappointed. I mean, I think Sanji came out cute as a whole, but being the fiber artist that created him as a variation of a different pattern, all I could see when I looked at him when I first made him was the flaws, was the things that I messed up on, right? And so I am very of the mindset of I will not accept money for things, because I am intending to sell him, right? That I will not accept money for things that I am not proud of. Why will this not go through the loop? Okay, there. And I just need enough to tie it off with. Wow, I missed. That's what I get for looking at the camera and not looking at what I'm doing. Okay. Why does this is making me feel so sneaky? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna use a darning needle, which is this, or a tapestry needle, whatever floats your boat to call them. And I'm just gonna attempt to, oh, that was easier than I thought it was, because that's where the glue is. Sometimes these blunt tip needles will not go through where the glue is. And I'm gonna like this. It might not hide it exactly, but if it even hides it just a little, that's enough for me. Sanji, please, I need you to let the needle pass, please. Am I? Okay, I'm gonna have to use a sharper needle than that. I think this one might be a little too long. Hello? The title of this video, I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but the alternate title should be Watch Me Struggle for 15 minutes on Sanji. Okay, this one might be a little too long to use here. This is a 6-inch needle. Yes, it is. Birdie, I didn't ask you. Oh my gosh, if you ever need to seal something important, Elmer's Craft Bond is your friend. Okay, I finally got it through. If I break my needle, I'm gonna cry. This is my favorite needle. One of my favorite needles. I'm not left-handed. Hold on. Sky, please stop screaming. You scream all day. Can you stop doing that for like 5 minutes? You can't even, well, you can tell the difference because I'm showing you, but nobody else will be able to. And then I could just follow this and bring it out this way. If you're gonna scream, can you go over there? They're sitting right behind me on my computer chair, and that's their favorite time to scream is when I'm talking. At all times. Okay, tie it off. And switch back over to my darning needle. And I'm just gonna hide this in the head. Okay, zoom out of it. feel like, and this is just a keen observation, that I am part of the last generation to be raised to do things in good faith and not to do whatever's quick and easy just because it benefits me. This doesn't count. Okay, shush. The fact that I'm even attempting to fix it is what I'm talking about. I could have just sold it. I mean, who really cares technically that it's wrong? Me, because I'm the one that made it, and I want to sell it, you know, correctly. And I want to be proud of the things that I put my name to. Right? But in reality... Sorry, that's my arm in your face. Don't mind me, please. Just gonna put it down with some T-pins. I'm so glad my dad bought these for me. These are the best pins I've ever used. Now, sometimes they do get stuck in the yarn because of the way they're shaped. How the metal is just like one piece that comes back around this way. Sometimes this part gets stuck in the yarn, but not that often. I'm not complaining. Just an observation. And then, since I'm already here, I'm just going to do the eyebrow while I'm at it. And then, we'll move on to something else. Okay? Actually, this is going to be my thumbnail. Hold on. Okay. Ta-da! So... how is this gonna... well, last time I did it like this. I wish I had a thinner nozzle that I could use to do this instead of... instead of it being so thick of a stream of glue. Sky, please stop screaming. I'm just gonna go with one swirl. Does that look alright? I haven't watched One Piece in so long. It's not interesting anymore to me. Okay, just a second. Now we're backtracking. I just want to stick this under here. That way it looks like it's growing out of under the hair and doesn't just stop abruptly. Right? Okay, then, and I'm leaving plenty of excess to do this with. Sorry, let me just put my hand right over what I'm doing so you can't see it. And then, when this dries, I will cut off the extra. I will cut off the extra and just leave it like that. That's not quite the shape of his eyebrows. They are pretty swirled, but I don't think I could get... oh, maybe. Let me try. Let me at least try. Then I could say I did it. Now, I know that I could never be a doctor because my hands are shaking. Good thing crocheting does not require you to not have shaky hands. Okay, now ideally I would put a piece of like plastic over his face to like laminate it while it dries, to just put some pressure on it to make sure it's held firmly against the glue. I'll tuck that down in there after this dries. After this dries, I'm going to cut this little part off. I just want to leave it like this. Okay? Okay, now that that's done, we can move on to something else. The only thing I really have, the fish is too big to work on screen. It's massive. It's going to be even longer than it is. The only thing I can work on that I could show you would be this. Alice. This pattern is by I can't think of the name. I never can, but I will link it in the description, okay? If you want to make her. It's a free pattern. It's very easy to follow. Right now I'm just doing double crochet to make the skirt, the outer skirt. And then after this I'll make her apron. Time to check on Sanji. I already trimmed this. You can't, well, you can see how, because the glue, obviously, it does not go on opaque, that I could not see that this was not lined up all the way. So the eyebrow did dry slightly under the old eyebrow. This here is the old eyebrow, but you can't tell enough for it to make that much of a difference, in my opinion. So he looks alright. So the hair should definitely be dry by now, because according to the Craft Bond bottle, it's where does it say it at? Maybe it's the other bottle. One of these I was reading on says it sets in 5 minutes. Okay, now I feel like they're playing the placebo effect on me, because I swear it said sets in 5 minutes. It's not that important, but I wanted to show you. Anyways, this should be dry. If it's not, I'll just give it a little more time. And I still have to tuck this little tiny piece in right here. Let's see if I can just... Is this dry? Okay, I had to make sure that it was dry. I thought it wasn't there for a second. Make sure that's actually tucked up in there. And then, just to be sure, put a little glue in there, just a smidge, okay? And then these pins are not, they're not that pointy. So sometimes getting them through spots that already have glue under them is extremely difficult. Because it is for some reason, but I got it finally. Okay, now the eyebrow situation should be good. Sanji should be good to go to the craft fair. Okay, then I don't know, I still don't remember if I covered him in a YouTube video or not. I can't remember, but his suit is just held with Velcro tabs, and then his shirt is just a panel that's tied in the back, because I didn't want it to be so bulky that the coat did not fit correctly. So I have my nativity scene characters right here, and so I don't have the normal amount of room I have to work with here. Well, that's okay, because I'm actively working on all of them. So Sanji is good once I take these out. He's ready to sell. I should put a tag on him while I have him out, but I do intend to sit down someday, maybe this week or the next week, and tag all of my things. Just so, because I want to put who the pattern is by. None of these patterns are mine, and I want to make that known. Okay, this is how far I've gotten on, I almost said Sleeping Beauty, Alice in Wonderland. And I finished the body. I don't know if you can tell, but I used like glitter eyes, like the Beanie Baby eyes. That's not what those are called. What are those things called? They have the sparkly eyes like this. I don't know. Anyways. And I did just some white yarn behind the eye for the detail. And I gave her eyebrows. In the pattern, she doesn't have eyebrows. And I don't like that. I don't like to give them mouths. Well, she doesn't have one in the pattern anyways, because they just look weird. I don't like the way they look. So her dress and the scallops, the way the skirt sits, shows the scallops. I will say that apparently last night when I was crocheting, I couldn't read. And I messed up the pattern for the undercoat. And so when it was supposed to be 3 double crochet and then a double crochet increase, I did double crochet decrease, which made the skirt, the petticoat underskirt thing, smaller. It should be more poofy like this is. Also, this is, I hate the way that it's not the right color yarn on the camera. So now I just have to make her apron. I have to do her hair. Oh, I wanted to talk about that actually. I really like how this pattern has you change to the hair color on the scalp. So you can just put hair around here instead of having to worry about making a wig or, you know, trying to cover the whole head. You do this, and then the way it's styled makes it look like it's more than it actually is. So I really like these eyes. It's bugging me that I can't think of what those are called, because I don't think it's Beanie Babies. So I am gonna take a break from her. I think I spent most of my day working on her today, and so I want to get back to the nativity scene. So I don't have enough room on my desk. I guess I do. So here I have my instructions for the three wise men details, because there's a different pattern for them for the main body. This is by Greta Wings. Okay, this is not my pattern. Okay. And I think I'm going to start with a crown. I think that's on the back. And I'm going to start with this open crown here towards the bottom. So. Now, I think just for the sake of getting to put some of my yarn away, I think I'm just going to switch back to Alice and make her arms and then the little sleeve part. I want to get some of this yarn put away. I have too much out and it's bugging me a little. So, the other crown for the other king, so either one of these, because Balthazar, which is this one with the black hair, he wears like a ring on his head, like a donut or pull intertube. He doesn't wear a crown like this. So this is going to be for one of them. Probably this one. I'll put this open crown on, right? This one is going to have a crown like this, except for in the middle, it's going to have a red part. So it'll be closed on the center, and then he'll get this one. So that's what's going to be done. Hopefully next time I see you will be not everything put together, but at least the crown's made, because the other part of the crown is just the red, like the dome, with this exact shape on the outside. So nothing different. I'm not going to record any of that because it will be just making this over again, just with the red dome in the middle to fit on his cranium. So I'm going to go back to Alice's arms, and I have to hide this tail. Obviously I'm not going to use this to sew because it wouldn't be enough, but I have to hide it in the work to secure it and keep it shut. So I will see you when the crown is done and the other crown is done. Obviously this one's already done, and Alice's arms, and we'll see where I am when I come back. Okay. Hello, it's the next evening. I have made no progress on the nativity scene today. I was working on Alice, and I made the apron, which I'm not going to attach till I attach the arms, and I made the shoes, and they're all pinned on there, because instead of just making the lace to sew them, I chose to just glue them on, so they would be kind of more permanent. I don't want them to get lost. The rest of this update might have to wait till after I cover up my birds, because they've been quite noisy tonight, which is okay. You know, birds, they do tend to make noise. Quite a lot, always. But, anyways, I'll start talking, and then if they start screaming, I will pause it, and we'll come back, okay? So for Alice, I was thinking I want to put wire in her arms, but I was thinking, because well, I guess I have a decent amount, but I didn't want to have to put stuffing in them, like polyfill. So I was like, what can I put in here that would be thick enough that I could not put in any stuffing? These look like marimba mallets. But anyways, that's what I was thinking last night when I finished these. I was like, these look like xylophone or marimba mallets. What could I put in here that would be thick enough around that I could not add stuffing, but would still let the arms be posable, because I need a bend so she can hold the mushroom that she comes with. And I was thinking, oh, okay, pipe cleaners. So I looked at my craft stuff. I have one pipe cleaner, and I think if I cut it in half, it'll be just enough to fit in here. I'm gonna make it work, okay? Okay, I think I am still going to put some polyfill just in this section to keep it more rounded, but I do want this part of the arm to be posable. And it is. All the way down to the hand. So, I'm going to do that, and then I'll sew them on, and then I'm going to fix her apron, which keeps sliding up. Anyways, she's going to be really cute. I mean, obviously she still needs her hair. I don't like making hair. I'll probably do that at the end. Just because that's always... Oh, and I still have to hide this tail down here. I'm just going to weave it back and forth along these stitches. So, I will do that. And then I'm going to try to work on the other crowns for the nativity scene, because I still only have the one. So, that's the plan. Alright, I wanted to just show that I finished Alice, but I already have her in the box. This is her toadstool mushroom.
that she's gonna hold on to. This is my craft fair stuff. So I just have like all my stuff in here, right? Like the pick your pickle jar is in here somewhere, and the pumpkins and the small stuff that I've made. So now I'm getting close to the end of the nativity scene, and I really am considering just not giving them faces. I really like the way the characters look without faces. The only thing I have to make left is, if I make the angel, then I have to make the angel. But the capes for the last two wise men, I already made. This one's the one that she's calling Balthazar. I finished him already. And I have to make the little gifts that they're holding. And then this part of it will be complete. So. Oh, and this is the crown that I was talking about, how like it was red in the middle, and then it would be gold on the outside, and I left it separate so they could like be mixed and matched. At least these two can, because their hair is kind of the same. This one, his hair is different, so since he wears this type of crown instead, he'll probably have to be the one that always wears that one, since it matches the cape. Not that it doesn't come off, just that I don't think it would fit on these heads. So I'm going to make the other two capes, and then I will meet you back.
Ugh. Can you even tell that my shirt is purple? Sometimes when I record, the colors are different than when I post. So, okay, anyways, I wanted to show you that I got all the nativity scene characters that I'm gonna make done. The lady that makes the patterns just released one to make like a little sheep to go with them, and since I'm gonna leave the characters without faces, you'll see when I show you. I thought it would just be weird. I have to take the eyes off of Jesus, actually, because he's the only character that does have eyes. See? It's not going to focus because I have it focus on me, but see? I'm going to have to take them off. I just finished the angel last night. He's smaller than the rest, so I kind of like that. Please don't. See the size difference? So this is probably the most important thing I've ever made in my career of crocheting, is a nativity scene. Oh my goodness, stand up. So I guess I'll just show you each character one by one. I have my fan on and I have my hair down because I just washed it and it keeps blowing into my mouth. Good thing it's clean. Oh, also, I'm going for a job interview tomorrow, so cross your fingers and your toes and your eyes and your arms and your legs, say a prayer, do a Hail Mary, wish me luck, because I need the job. Even though I don't want to work the place I'm interviewing at, I need the job. That will be Wednesday, November 13th. So, this is the first wise man. So he's got a little cape. Obviously they don't have feet, so they can stand up on a flat surface, right? I have been to every, no I haven't. I was at every craft store. No, I haven't. But I've been to Hobby Lobby and to Walmart looking for like something that looks like a barn or like a manger scene. Just not the characters. I just need the barn to display these with, and I couldn't find one literally anywhere. So I gave up and I'm just going to display them a different way, which is what I was going to do originally anyways. I might have to go through with a lint roller and get off some of the polyfill. This is the one that she was calling Balthazar. They do have, according to Catholic tradition, they have names, even though their names are not in the Bible, which means I don't believe that those names are their names. But this is the one that she was calling Balthazar. And then the other names, I guess you could decide which is which. What? You don't... They want to stand up except for when I need them to stand up, which that's when they don't want to stand up. Stop. Oh my gosh, stay out of my mouth, please. Okay, that one. So their names are, the one with the black hair, Balthazar, and then this one and the other one of them could be Casper. I think this one's going to be Casper, because he's got the white hair. And then the other one's name is Melchior. Melchior. I don't think that's right. But it's Melchoir, allegedly, according to the Catholics, of which I am not. I have always been, probably will always be, Protestant. So, baby, Jesus Cristo. Yeah. I was gonna comment on my really bad Spanish accent, but I won't. Joseph. I wish I could get him or one of the wise men, or if I made like the shepherd boy, which is not in the pattern. I'm not making any more characters than these, so this is just speculation. To find like a little, like a tiny little toy size shepherd staff and give it to him. Hypothetically, because I just said I'm not making another character. Mary's kind of plain. I don't like how plain she is. Also, her hair looks kind of weird just because of the way I glued it. That's alright. It's okay. Because she's supposed to be wearing a belt, like, I almost called him Jacob. Wow. Joseph. Too many Bible characters with names that start with J. She's supposed to be wearing like a little belt like this, but I didn't make it because I thought it would look weird. Maybe I'll make it out of dark purple, because it was supposed to be made out of brown, and I was like, brown in the middle of her purple dress is going to look strange. My hair is... Brown in the middle of her purple dress is going to look strange. I'm going to have to fix this hair. I don't like how it looks like octopus tentacles sticking out everywhere. I always tuck it down behind her arms. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. I'll fix it when I think I might make her a dark purple belt. And that might complete her, because she looks really plain without the face too. Because like I said, I'm not giving them faces. I told my one friend I showed that I said I still have to give them their faces, and she's like, "Oh, I thought you were leaving them like that, you know, intentionally." I was like, "Well, I do kind of like the way they look without faces," and she's like, "I think you should just leave it." So I'm going to leave them without faces. I just like it. Because you still get the idea that obviously they're supposed to be people, so they don't really need faces, right? And then I did not make the gifts for the 3 wise men because the wire on one of them would not stay in the arms where I put it, so I ended up having to take it out. And then, did I cover fixing Sanji? I think I did. I finished him. He's done. His eyebrow looks as good as it's gonna get unless I rip it off and do it again, which I'm not willing to do. So Sanji is done. I don't really have anything else to make because technically the nativity scene is done. That's the biggest, most complicated thing I was making before the craft fair, which is in 11 days. It's on the 23rd. I bought this display thing right here, and on the bottom I'm gonna put, which I still have to make them, I'm gonna make some smaller pumpkins than the ones I made on the knitting loom, and I'm gonna sell them for $5. So this is gonna be like my $5 stand. On top I have the 2 candy corns that I showed you, and then I'm gonna put the tulips that I made up there. I don't think I showed you guys the tulips. I kind of made them, I might have shown you in the video, but I didn't show like the making them process. The tulips are gonna go on the top, up here, and that'll fill up the top. The bottom is just big enough to maybe hold like 5 or so pumpkins. So I'll make 5. I'm not going to make them on the knitting loom just because they would be too big. If I had the mini centro, I might do that. I actually really want one of those, the little centro, not the big, like the 44 pen one or whatever it is that I have. I'm just going to make them, obviously by hand, but I'm going to just crochet balls, like orange spheres, and turn them in. I would show you if I had one ready, but I don't even have the orange yarn out yet. Other than that, this dreaded nightmare fish, I'm getting there. I am bringing it up to the tail. The tail's probably going to come out to here, maybe. And then I'm going to make the fins. And then the body will be done. And we can celebrate and skip around the fireplace singing Kumbaya, okay? So, that's done. I think what I'm going to take with me, because I'm going to be so bored just sitting there behind the tables waiting for someone to buy something, is I think I'm going to take green yarn and I'm just going to make more pickles to go in the pick your pickle jar. Because I honestly haven't made many of those just because they're so boring to make that I didn't want to make more. So I think I'll take some green yarn and some polyfill with me and just make them while I'm there. Just to keep my hands busy. Because I would be so bored and I would want to leave as soon as we get there if I am not preoccupied in some way. Maybe it'll be interactive enough that I won't have time to be bored. Hopefully lots of customers will come over. and look at our stuff. I'm splitting the booth with somebody that has been going to these, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I sell a lot. I have the feeling that a lot of my cheaper stuff is going to sell well, which is why I was scrambling to make so much cheap stuff, because I know maybe some of my bigger items for more money might not sell as well, which that's fine. even if I only sell like if I sell all of the pickles, all of my keychains, all of my pumpkins, all of the little pumpkins, that'll probably still be a good $200, which is not that much, but it's better than nothing that I have right now because I don't have a job. So whatever I end up with, I'm grateful for. If I don't sell anything, I'm gonna be really bummed, but I don't think I will not sell because my stuff's pretty cute. Pretty cute. My hair's too long to flip like that. Pretty cute. The lady that I'm splitting the booth with said that there's another lady there that does crochet, but her stuff's not anywhere near as cute as mine. And I was like, well, thank you. But also, it's not a competition. I know she didn't mean it like that, but it's not a competition, which is why I was going to enter some crochet stuff in the fair. Because there was a boy there last year, they told us, at like my age maybe. So at that time, last year, because we didn't go to the fair this year, I would have been 23. So about my age then. And what he entered was an Eeyore made out of chunky yarn, and long story short, it was terrifying. And so I was like, I'm going to enter something next year so I can win the first place ribbon, because he was the only one that entered, so he won by default. But then I kind of got in my own head, and I was like, I don't want to enter with the mindset like, oh, I'm going to show this boy what for, and I'm going to like embarrass. No, I didn't. So I didn't. Also, I didn't know you had to pay to enter in the county fair, and I didn't have any money. My dad said he would have gave me some, but I don't like asking for money, so no. Thank you, Dad, but no. So I'm going to get the orange out. This video is probably already pretty long, so maybe I won't, because I bought this orange from Walmart, and it's too stiff to go on the Centro. This is the one that I was originally going to make my Centro pumpkins out of, and I didn't get to because it, like I said, it's just too stiff. I also have this. These are practically the same shade. This one's just a little brighter. This one's more muted. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna use, maybe I should just use what I already have instead of undoing that whole scheme. I already have the 4.0 hook out. This is the one I've been using on the fish. I have two of these. Oh, almost knocked over my whole display thing right there. This one is so, okay, hold on. Turn the fan away so I can keep my hair out of my face. I can hear my dad. My dad watches my videos. I can hear him saying, why don't you put it up? Shush, I will, okay? This hook is the one that I use the most. That the color is, oh, I just realized why YouTubers do that. It's to block their face so the camera focuses. I have ended up rubbing the color off of it. Can you see how faded it is at the top where I hold on to it? You see the color difference? It's not supposed to be ombre. It's supposed to be this color. That's for me holding it. How much I've been crocheting with this specific hook. Right here on my, I use my cell phone when I record, right? But I'm holding my stylus pen, and right, you can't see it because it's on my phone screen, but right here on my phone screen is my like S Pen symbol, and I thought it was something on my desk, so I was rubbing it like this, and then I realized that it was on my screen. I'm gonna take it off though. Anyways, I think I'm gonna start with this yarn. So my fading hook, which is the testament of how much I use it. You can tell. You can tell just how. Anyways, okay. Well, that doesn't really make a difference. I thought maybe turning on my desk light would make it look better. You know what I've noticed? When I learned how to make a magic circle, I was so grateful to find the video that I found which taught me to make it on the inside of my hand. So many people when they're teaching to make a magic circle, teaches people to do it on the back side of their fingers. How even? Well, like that, I guess, but that's so much more complicated than just doing it the way I do it. Anyways, I'm gonna start on this pumpkin now. Now, originally I had started with 10 stitches, which means that this would have been like way bigger, you know, than it was. I don't want to make them so big that it feels like only charging $5 for them is a ripoff, right? So I probably could have put actually a little less stuffing in there. It's hard to shape them right when they're really firm. So then you just take a needle. This one probably is not big enough for this. Oh, it might be. Oh, I might need a sharper one though. I'm just gonna go with Old Faithful. This 6. I don't even know where this needle came from. Probably from Walmart. I want to get. This is gonna sound really morbid, but I want to get some of the needles that the morticians use just because they look so cool. I'll have to put in some pictures of them. They're like really, really thick metal, and they're like curly or spiral. Some of them are just straight ones. But I would use them for crocheting. I wonder if you can find those on Amazon. Okay, then the way you shape a pumpkin is really simple, right? Leave a tail down here because you're gonna have to tie it off. Your first section, you just go over the outside, and I probably should have started from the bottom. Like, I should have started on the other side so that the bottom... Can we have a real quick discussion? If you've ever seen me working on a craft, and you've wondered why my middle finger on this hand looks so strange and does not bend here, is because when I was young, I broke it. I smashed it in the door of the church we were going to in the dining hall, and long story short, the doctor did not set it correctly, and so the joint fused together. Therefore, my finger does not bend as it should. Unless I do it manually, I have no control over the end of my finger. So, basically, you're tying a knot, and leaving it with less stuffing means your sections will be just a little more pronounced, and it's easier to tie it off. Okay, now... I should not have taken my needle out to do that. I don't even know why I did. But the only way to fix my finger, and that was when I was like 5, so nearly 20 years later, because I'm about to be 25 here in February, is to re-break it and set it properly, and I just don't want to go through that, so I'm not going to. That's not even the right tail. This one, you kind of have to keep a hold on it while you work with the other side, just so that your section doesn't like fall out. Okay, and then through the center, and it kind of doesn't matter how sloppy the center is because you're going to be covering. I mean, if you don't want to put a stem on it, then yeah, you kind of do have to worry about it, but most pumpkins that are made like this then get covered up with stems. I wonder if you can make a... Why is this section so much tighter than the other one? I don't know. I'm afraid if I keep pulling on my yarn that I'm going to break it. So, I'm just going to do my other... Maybe these little pumpkins will just get 4 sections instead of 8, like the bigger ones would. Now, I would have made them ribbed, like
Can I even reach this one up here? I have this one that I keep in my room. I made this one for myself. And see how it looks like it's ribbed? I would have made it like this. This just takes too long for me to make them quickly. Just doing it in circles in the round is much easier, much quicker, and I can produce more often. So now, because you're probably going to end up on the wrong side, right? My tail is on this side and my other tail is on this side. Just go back through the bottom. And this is why I said I should have started at the top, so that I could have tied it off at the bottom. But maybe it'll work out better, because then my knot will be... These, yeah, okay, the next one I'm going to put less stuffing, because I did not like how, like, not pronounced my sections are. And then do a double knot. And you can choose to hide your tails in your work, which I think would be smart in case it ever comes unraveled. That you'll still have some to work with, or you can do what I do sometimes, is cut it off here and just put some glue over it. Some craft bond or hot glue. But I am going to keep some tail just in case. So this is the body of the pumpkin. Maybe I should just make all the bodies first and then do the stems and the stumps after. I think so, because I don't really want to get out green and brown yarn right now. So I'm going to make... I was going to make 5, but I might make 6. In total. I'm probably not going to make them all tonight. So, that's it. For the body, that's it. Last night, before I caved and went to bed for the job interview, which I think went very well, I was able to make 3 pumpkins. Obviously, they don't have stumps or stems. So, I will be back when the others are made. If you have made it this far in the video, you have unlocked the privilege of me telling you that there is a free pattern for these pumpkins, of which I have finished all 6 of them, and I decided to do 3 different colors for each, just to have variety. And if I would have known that this yarn was going to make these come out smaller than the others, I wouldn't have used it. But I've already made them, and it's fine. But this is the stem. Okay, don't look at my thumb, but look at the sword that I made. I did that to myself, but don't look at it, okay? I did magic ring 6, increase to 12, and then 2 rounds, and that's the stem. Right? Okay, and the pattern for this, like I said, is in the description. For the stem, just the stem. No, the leaf. Also, this yarn is brighter in person, it's not such a dark green. Chain 15, and I wanted to show you, because in the pattern I said back hump. You might not know what that means. Okay, you know how when you're crocheting, this is your chain, right? Flip it over to the back side and there should be a loop here. Right here. There's a loop right here on the back side of the chain. If you work into that, you don't have to do an extra chain, because technically you're not losing one. But also, it gives you a neater finish on the front side, because you're leaving both of those loops out. So, and if you work, one direction and then the other, if you leave kind of a longer tail, you can use them to sew the piece onto the project. So I have to make 6 stumps or stems and then 6 of these leaves, and then put everything together, and they should be done. I don't think I'll get another video in before... Well, hold on. Okay,
Okay, I wanted to say, I don't think I'll get another video in before the craft fair comes around because it's on the 23rd and that's well, a week. I don't think I'll have anything else to crochet within a week except for that fish, and I'm not going to make a whole video dedicated to just finishing the fish. I mean, I might, but I don't want to. I think I'll just finish it and then I'll show it completed in a different video. But until then, I'm going to make these stems and the stumps for the pumpkins, and then my craft fair stuff will officially be done, except for one more thing, which I was going to do like on Instagram. Once I got everything set up, because obviously the craft fair is in the morning, I was going to post on my crochet Instagram, because I also do have a personal Instagram. So on my crochet one, I was going to make a jellyfish, just a small little jellyfish, and I was going to put on my Instagram, the first person that comes and finds me at the craft fair and shows me the story gets a free item. And I was it's going to be one free item, so whoever comes and gets it first is going to be the one that gets it. And I know probably people that follow my Instagram don't watch my YouTube, so it'll be a surprise, because I just said what the item's going to be, but it'll be a surprise on there. But it's going to be a little jellyfish, just because that's the only thing I can think of to make that's small and quick. Plus I have some of the glitter eyes that I want to try out, the ones that I used on the Alice, like the Beanie Baby eyes. I think that's what those are called. Beanie Babies. No, I don't know why I can't think of what those are called. The animals that come with the big glitter eyes, those are not called Beanie Babies, but I just can't think of what they're called. I'll have to look it up. I guess I'll do it now. They're called Beanie Boos. I guess I should have just said Beanie Babies and then just assumed that I was right, because I wasn't even that far off. But, so, I thought it would be kind of rude to end the video without showing my face at the end. One of my wise men just fell over. He's tired. He's been standing up for a long time. So, oh, also, yesterday we were at the grocery store. I found this in the floor. I don't know what this is, but when I found it, the arms were curled up like this. And it is from Oriental Trading, so I knew that it wasn't from the store. I didn't steal it. Okay, I found it. It says Oriental Trading on the back of it. But it was laying like this on the floor, and I was like, at first I thought it was like a phone holder, because they do sell character phone holders like this. But then I was like, that's really small for a cell phone. You know, it'll hold maybe... It's a Craft Bond bottle holder. No, I don't know what it's for. But unless it's just supposed to be like Gumby, is that what that green thing is called with the bendy arms and legs? I don't know what this is, but I found it. And so he came home with me. I just wish I knew what it was for, because I'm sure it serves a purpose other than having bendy arms. I guess I could go to the website, right, orientaltraining.com, and look it up. Anyways, next time I see you, the craft fair will probably will probably be over. So I'll probably make a video after that talking about my experience. And between when I finish the pumpkins and the craft fair is probably when I will be making more of the Pick Your Pickles, because I didn't make very many, and I want to have enough just in case they sell really well, that I don't run out the first 12 that I've made and I'm like, well, nobody else gets to pick a pickle, I'm sorry. So that's probably what I'll be doing in between now and when you see me again. So that will probably most likely be my next video, is giving my craft fair experience update. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, as always, and make sure you check the description for the free pattern. I also put out a free ice cream cone pattern on one of my other videos. I don't remember which one it is, but if you can find it, you can have a free ice cream scoop pattern. Ice cream cone. This one. Do you remember when I made this? With the peaches and cream yarn from Walmart. It comes with a paper cone. So that's in here, and the first thing I thought of was ice cream scoop, and so I made this. My birds have since chewed on this and unraveled it, but I've put some glue on it and tried to twist it back together. This is why I can't have nice things. My birds chew on everything. But I know this video is already longer than it needs to be, so I'm going to stop yapping and I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you next time. So, thank you for watching.